We don't have that many people who have a major platform in the world right now, who have a voice, as it were, in the game, that represent peace and represent what needs to happen, that will never stand for anything less than the full human rights and civil rights of Palestinians, self-determination for Palestinians, and yes, land for Palestinians. And there's no solution to this away from that. So again, I am so honored to know Rashida Tlaib. I am so very, very honored that all the organizers have chosen me to introduce her today. So mad respect to all of you. Mad respect to all of you. Shame on ASU though. And yes, elevate this voice, elevate this message, work with Rashida. And she may not want the burden of it, because who would, right? But she is our leader right now in this. Okay? So here we are, folks, and let's hope this works. Here we are, Rashida Tlaib.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you all so much. I hope you can hear me. So I am so sorry that you all are going through this, especially because you are fighting so incredibly hard to save as many lives as possible. And I just cannot thank you all enough from the bottom of my heart on behalf of so many Americans who are standing with me. I keep seeing the data over and over again showing this incredibly diverse, beautiful array of faiths, color, backgrounds, communities in different corners of our country that are coming together and saying, we must save lives, no matter faith or ethnicity. I think they see the babies like we do. We see the violence and we want it to end. So I cannot thank you all enough. I know this is distracting. I want you to stay the course. The fact of the matter is this is not about me only. This is a movement that's growing beyond just one person. And that is what's so threatening to Arizona State University. And I can tell you as a Palestinian, my people have been displaced for over 75 years. So they need to really see that we continue to rise up. I'm the granddaughter of a woman living in occupation. I'm not going to be silenced. I'm not going to step away from being able to speak up about truth, about what is happening. And on behalf of my constituents at home in Detroit, the most beautiful blackest city in the country, who understand what it feels like to be silenced, to be pushed away, that continue to fight for their human dignity, for them to be able to live without violence from a number of government-funded oppression and discrimination that continues to happen constantly. But I want you all to stay the course. Why? Because today 34 members of Congress are now supporting a ceasefire, y'all, and it's because the one and only Arizona member of the delegation that is standing up and saying, end the violence. Make sure you show him love. Thank him for being courageous, for speaking that truth, for understanding that we must save as many lives as possible. The ceasefire movement continues to grow with over 100 organizations alone just supporting the ceasefire resolution. That doesn't even include others that have issued statements, grassroots organizations in our communities. Y'all, I get messages from priests, from folks of Hindu background, from folks that are just all corners of the world and life that are saying to us, continue pushing, continue to say to our own country, we're done. We're done supporting and funding this violence. We're done watching children being pulled out of the rubble, blood coming down their faces. We're tired of allowing folks to be able to think that the answer to war crimes on October 7th was more war crimes. That is not the answer to end the violence. And as somebody that comes from such an incredibly diverse community, I can tell you, I'm going to continue to be hopeful for coexistence. I'm going to continue to push for real peace. Not the peace that some folks think of putting your head down and not having equality, not having true liberation and freedom. It is truly about recognizing our shared humanity. You all are doing that. Continue to push on. Do not let the university sway you all. What you are doing is powerful. It is impactful. Grace Lee Boggs in Detroit, look her up for all the young people. Grace Lee Boggs taught me as a young organizer that it didn't take who was in Congress or who was in the White House to get the Civil Rights Act done for the anti-war movement to gain such momentum. It didn't take who who was in the White House, in the Oval Office, the president didn't get up and say, hey, I really think unions should be able to be organized unions in the workplace. It wasn't because of who was president or who was in Congress. It's because all of you people on the ground demanded it, y'all. That's where we can get transformative change, is when we all demand it. The black mothers in my community consistently remind me, keep my head up, keep speaking truth. They continue to show me over and over again that our history says to us, saying silence did not make our lives better. It did not create peaceful coexistence. And that's why you all, in continuing to fight for a ceasefire, continuing to end the violence, is so incredibly important. Please, please know this. For all those that continue to be pushed back and saying humanitarian pause, let me tell you something. How inhumane it is to say we're going to give you humanitarian pause for 4 hours. Feed those children, maybe, right? Give them a somewhat no violence for 4 hours, and then bomb them. That is not the end to the violence. We need something that is, again, sustainable, something that brings all the hostages back, something that literally leads to true liberation of all Palestinian people. I always say this, and it's so important for you all to understand. If it wasn't for my grandmother, for my family in Palestine, who have no ounce of hate in their hearts, all they want to do is live their lives without discrimination, without the racism, without the constant fear that their life will end solely because they were born Palestinian. That is what's happening. And the ethnic intimidation by the university and by so many institutions around the country in trying to silence us, silence Palestinian voices like mine, that is not going to sway us. It will not distract us. If anything, we realize our movement is getting bigger and is threatening the status quo. And so continue to talk about Palestine. Do not stop. Do not stop. One thing that I realized, learning by those that came before us, it's not that, oh, Rashida's fearless or that you all are fearless. It's about how we get through that fear, because this shit is crazy, y'all. It is, because there's institutions and so many people that think war is the answer. That we've shown it the last 25 years of our history that war and violence is the answer. And we're done with it. We're tired. The American people are speaking up. Alone in my own district, 71% of Democrats want a ceasefire, y'all. Over around the country, 68% want a ceasefire. Overall, different political backgrounds. That to me says the people outside of Congress, outside of the halls of Congress, they're with us. And we got to utilize that and use that to organize and move, as Grace Lee Boggs said, to transform for the better. So thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for speaking truth to power. I know you've been told this over and over again. People are going to ask you where you were during this moment. And you're going to say, I was focused on saving lives. Nothing controversial about that, y'all. Don't let folks try to debate you this or that. You want to end the violence. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with saying end it and lead to, again, the kind of world that we all want of coexistence, but also just having no child, no matter their background, to live with fear. This is not going to keep anybody safe. We have to end the violence. So thank you for standing up for ceasefire. Thank you so much for inviting me to share space with all of you. And again, do not let them sway you. Continue the fight, continue to advocate, continue to organize. The world is with us on this. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you all. Thank you.
Rashida! 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 Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
This is how they're treating us. They're denying us the dignity to use a hall that we pay for, that our tuition dollars and AZ community members' tax dollar pay for. We have to be here on the ground, listen to a U.S. elected official in the Congress. We have to listen to her from the ground, trying to figure out last-minute amplification devices, mics, and megaphones, because they denied us the dignity. It is shameful. because of their last-minute changes.
They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. That's the reality. No microphone reading. That's the reality. They don't give a fuck about you, and you need to understand that. They do not give a fuck about you.
Yes.
If they could have you by the fucking dumpsters, they would. Do you need to wait? And I said this over there, for Scorsese and DiCaprio to make a fucking movie 80 years from today to tell you how to feel about a certain situation? Fuck that, feel it today.
Ceasefire now! 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 Resistance is justified! Resistance is justified! When people are occupied! When people are occupied! Resistance is justified! Resistance is justified! Free, free Palestine! From Phoenix to Palestine! From Phoenix to Palestine! Occupation is a crime! Occupation is a crime!
Fine, we'll keep going.
We're gonna keep going! But if the cops say disperse, we are dispersing. There's nobody getting arrested today. They're right behind us, so let's chant before they ask us to disperse.
Fuck the police. Getting arrested is a badge of honor.
Israel bombs! USA pays! How many kids have you killed today? How many kids have you killed today? Israel bombs! USA pays! Israel bombs! USA pays! How many kids have you killed today? How many kids have you killed today? Brick by brick, wall by wall! Brick by brick, wall by wall! Keep going! Don't worry about the sirens! Brick by brick, wall by wall! Brick by brick, wall by wall! Apartheid has got to fall! Apartheid has got to fall! Brick by brick, wall by wall! Brick by brick, wall by wall! Apartheid has got to fall! Apartheid has got to fall! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! Palestine will never die! Palestine will never die! 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state! Israel is a terrorist state!
What's the issue, officer? Hey, officer! Officer, what's the issue? Let me speak. Officer! Hey, officer! Why are you pointing? Officer! Hey, officer! Why are you pointing?
Israel, Israel, you can't hide! You're committing genocide!
That's one, too. So you see that officer right there on the left? You see that officer on the left? For some reason, he keeps pointing at me and smiling, and then he waves. What is that supposed to be? That's called intimidation. That's the guy on the left. You see him on the left? That's called intimidation. What does he want? He wants us fucking gone. And he wants to be arrested.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Was Nelson Mandela arrested? Yes? Was Malcolm X arrested? That's how you fucking do it. Here you go. Hold it, be strong.
From the river to the sea!
Here we go.
You need to go. You need to go.
Everyone on the fire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Go! Leave!
Get out of the
Ceasefire
room.
now! Ceasefire now!
If you went to the
Ceasefire
room,
now! Ceasefire 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 now!
Palestine will be free.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Get out of the road! Get out of the road! Get out of the road or you'll be arrested! Get out of the road or you will be arrested! Get out of the road or you will be arrested! Get out of the road! Get out of the road or you'll be arrested! Let's go!
Why is he being arrested? What's the
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! We are coming for you!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Off the street! Off the street! You don't want to get arrested?
Off the street! Off the street!
Get off the street! Off the street!
I love you! I love you! Free Palestine! We are with you! With you! We're coming back! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
We're not gonna let these pigs kidnap one more of us!
That's right!
We are here! You serve us!
The loudest one because he was the fucking loudest one that we're scared!
This is ASU police that were supposed to help us tonight for the event, but they're always hurting us! Cops are always hurting brown and black people! They're modern-day slave catchers!
Racism sucks!
My people! All my people are taking time!
Cross the street all the way to not stay in the damn street.
From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free Palestine! 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 Right now, the people who participated with us, listen to us right now. There are a lot of pigs right there. Going to... Thank you. Yes, we have one amongst us right here. Perfect. We're going to tell him. We are going to disperse. Make sure there's a buddy with you because people like him and people like those will try to kidnap us.
That's right.
So let's make sure everyone goes with a buddy. With a buddy. With a buddy. Make sure you go together to the parking lots. If you don't have a buddy, let us know. But we are going to disperse and go immediately to our cars are home. Cars are home. Do not let one of us more get arrested.